Greetings adventurers, this is Lauren, your guild advisor. It's been a while since I've uploaded a video, but if you saw my little community post on YouTube yesterday, I actually hit 10k subscribers, so thank you all of you for your support. I did write a very long post explaining a few things about my journey through YouTube and then expressing my gratitude to all of you who have subscribed to my channel and watched my videos. There will be a more formal 10k celebration video. But I don't want to focus my attention on making a video like that because there are a lot of things that I need to get done, like the Tomozaki Volume 6 review. That novel came out today, and I'll be reading the rest of it tonight after I finish up this news video, and then also be doing the Tomozaki anime to light novel comparisons as well. So my main focus is on that before I do any projects like a 10k sub video, because there needs to be videos to celebrate my channel before I work on stuff like that. But anyway, we're going into the DanMemo news. We have the collaboration event formally announced. And I'll be honest, guys, it's a really weird one because a lot of us are probably hoping on things that are like more current stuff that we can obviously see from like maybe last season, this season, or next season. Like, personal hope was Mushoku Tensei. As far as the anime production, it's like under Egg Firm, which is the same one as DanMachi. So I did have some hopes for Mushoku Tensei. Some people were thinking maybe Tensura, or maybe the upcoming anime I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level. That's from the same light novel publisher as DanMachi in Japan. So those are all possibilities, but we ended up getting Strike the Blood, which is very strange, and I'll explain why in a bit. But that is the collaboration for DanMemo this year with Strike the Blood, and you can see 4th right there. And it's just super strange because with Strike the Blood, maybe some of you don't even know what Strike the Blood even is, and they give a synopsis later on. But I do like how Welf is in the spotlight this time, because I don't think he's actually taken the spotlight in any other collaboration, so he's probably getting a unit here because he shares a voice actor with the main character of Strike the Blood, so it's very appropriate. And he looks like he made a cool looking sword for this event as well. But as you can see here, we're getting characters like Lafolia, Sayaka, Yukina. I don't know if you guys even know these characters. Lafia, Naza, which is really cool, Eyes, and then of course we're getting a free Yukina as well as the farmable units from the event, and it's called the Beast and the Cursed Blade Encounter. And here's another infographic here. It says it's a massive fully voiced story, as usual with these collaboration events, co-authored by Omori Sensei, author of DanMachi, and Mikamo Sensei, who is the author of Strike the Blood. It's a series of light novels just like DanMachi. So it's cool to see these authors collaborate to make this story scenario. We're going to get, of course, more gacha characters, a really cool daily free 11 draw we'll go over, and then some additional campaigns as well. Here's like short little synopses of the stuff from Strike the Blood, and I'll just explain a little bit about Strike the Blood. So it's an anime. It had a season 1 in 2013. It was an anime adaptation of a light novel series. It's a pretty average series to me. It is enjoyable in some sense, because if you like a harem-esque anime where the main character has special powers and for some reason all these different girls are flocking over to him, then you might enjoy this. Now, as this anime was ongoing, I didn't even like watch it all the way through. I fell off at some point, and then later down the line I saw there was a Blu-ray collection, so me being dumb and liking to buy physical copies of things, even though it was definitely not my favorite anime if I fell off on watching it. I did buy the Blu-ray and I finished watching it that way, but my attention was not 100% on it, and I was playing like a game while watching it on the side, so I don't even remember exactly what all happened while watching that. They also have been giving some short synopses on the characters themselves if you're not familiar with the property. Here's Kojo Akatsuki. He is the main character of Strike the Blood, voiced by Yoshimasa Hosoya, and he is also the voice actor for Welf, so that's why Welf is shown prominently with this collaboration. Again, really cool to see Welf in the spotlight this time. Here's Yukina Himuragi. She is the main female character of Strike the Blood, voiced by Risa Taneda. And the interesting thing about Risa is that She is the original voice actress for Riveria in at least season 1 of DanMachi, then it switched over to Ayako Kawasumi, who's also the voice actress for Saber from Fate. And the reason that switch happened is because Risa fell ill, I believe, and then she had to take a hiatus, and she lost like a lot of her roles. She used to be Mashu from Fate Grand Order. She used to be Erina from Shokugeki no Soma. So unfortunately she lost a lot of voice spots, but she never lost the role of Yukino, which is cool. And Risa has been finding a lot more work recently these days after recovering from her illness. And then the next up is Nagisa Akatsuki. She is Kojo's sister, voiced by Rine Hideka, and she is the voice actress for Wine, so maybe we'll see them interact and maybe they'll talk about how they have a similar voice to each other. Next one is Sayaka Kirisaka, and she's actually one of my favorite characters from Strike the Blood that I can remember. She's voiced by Ikumi Hayama, and she's also the voice actress for Naza, which is why you see a Naza character in this collab wearing Sayaka's outfit. Here's La Folia Rihavane, and she's voiced by Saori Onishi and shares a voice actress with Eyes, which is why you see Eyes wearing La Folia's clothes. And unfortunately, there's definitely going to be a part 2 of the event because, as you'll see later on, not all the units are revealed because we have art for Wealth, but he won't be a unit at least in this first part. So there will definitely be a second part to the event with more characters. And I'm kind of hoping that Natsuki from Strike the Blood gets a unit, even though she has not been revealed through this art, because I think Natsuki's a fan favorite character, and she's voiced by Hisako Kanemoto, and she's the voice actress for Philvis. So if Philvis is involved in this event some way, maybe there's a chance that Natsuki will appear in part 2. I don't know, but again, I think she is a fan favorite character, so it'd be cool to see her. But they're not really using characters that appear later on in like season 2, 3, or 4. And the thing that's weird about the Strike the Blood collaboration, guys, is that it's really hard to see the like seasons 3 and 4 legally, because the first season aired on Japanese TV, and we got episodes every week while it was airing on Crunchyroll. And then the rest of the series has been released as these OVA releases, and it's really hard to get those licenses for some reason. Season 2, released as an OVA series, is on Crunchyroll, but we don't have Season 3, and of course we don't have Strike the Blood 4th season, the OVA series, licensed by anyone either. So this is a very strange collaboration to have if you're like trying to think of your global audience. So again, I'm questioning why this is the collaboration, and I'm not trying to say this is a bad collaboration, but it's a very strange one to decide to do if you're considering your global audience and what access they have to these franchises that you're trying to promote through the collaboration, because again, there is no legal way to access season 3 or 4 of this series in the West. So very, very strange, to say the least. But to those of you that actually do enjoy Strike the Blood, maybe you read the light novel series, which is being published by Yen Press, maybe this is very exciting for you. And as you can see here, they kind of messed up on the on the image here. I guess someone's not being paid enough to do these images. Oh well. So a little nice premise for the collab. Kojo Katsuki and Yukina Himeragi drifted away into a foreign land. 2 worlds that were never supposed to mix, 2 peoples, adventurers, and vampires that were never supposed to coexist. And they also showed a few preview images of the event itself during the Japanese live stream, and it looks like the Xenos are going to be involved as well, which is really cool because they just got incorporated through Season 3, so it's cool to see them pop up in more and more events in the game. And we'll just go over the characters now. Uniform Hao Naza, the first one. I really like Naza, and it's cool she's wearing the outfit of one of my more favorite characters from Strike the Blood that I can remember. And it makes sense because Sayaka can also use the bow, and of course they share the voice actress as well. It looks like she'll be a physical attack with a max strength of 2050, a decent agility of 1029 at max limit break, max hero ascension. And I want to thank simhauu on Reddit for all the translations here, and I'll leave a link to that Reddit post in the description. As for her special arts, it is a single target ultra light physical attack with a great temporary strength boost. and it will increase the strength, magic, and light attack damage of your allies by 75% for 5 turns. So a nice single target attack to use in a single target focused record buster or maybe a familiar event for a light team. As for her combat skills, her first skill is a single target low light physical attack and will increase the single target damage your opponent will receive by 25%, and also increases Naz's strength and light attack damage by 50% for 3 turns. So a nice little double buff for Naza, and also being able to increase the single target damage output of your entire team on the opponent. And I think 25% is a very substantial amount of a debuff that you don't see on too many other characters, so Naza might be worth just getting for that debuff. And as for her second skill, is a single target fast highlight physical attack with a temporary strength boost, and also decreases the strength and magic of your opponent by 40% for 3 turns. So she's doing a lot for your record buster team or single target team. And as for her third skill, is a single target super light physical attack with a temporary strength boost and high on guard rate, and will extend the status buffs of your allies by 2 turns. So again, a pretty good all-around single target unit. And as for her notable passive, she has a bonus 35% dark resistance, does 50% more damage on her counters, 15% more damage on her critical hits, and she has the Dragon Killer ability, so you can probably assume that the next familiar event will have dragon type enemies. The next character is Royalty La Folia Rihaven. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. I don't know. She's cute. She will be a physical attacker with a max strength of 2062 and a good agility of 1107 at maximum break, max hero ascension. As for her special arts, it's an AoE super light physical attack with a temporary strength boost, and decreases the light resistance and physical resistance of your opponents by 50% for 3 turns. As for her combat skills, her first skill is a AoE fast mid-light physical attack that will increase in damage by 25% for each strength, magic, and agility status buff on your opponent, and removes any strength, magic, and agility buffs on the opponent, excluding assist skills. So that is the translation. It was kind of iffy, so it might not be exactly correct, but remember, it will also remove the buffs that they have, which is actually useful, but it'll also decrease the amount of damage that the skill will do on the next turn if the opponent does not reapply those status buffs. So that's something to keep in mind, but I think that's going to be a good skill for war games, because being able to take off buffs like that is very nice, because strength and agility buffs are pretty good in war games if your opponent is a speed-focused team or using a speed-focused team. That's something to keep in mind. And then as for her second skill, it's an AoE super light physical attack and decreases physical resistance by 35%, and it will increase her own strength by 75% for 2 turns. And as for her third skill, it applies a light resistance, strength, and magic debuff of 40% to your opponents for 4 turns, and will also make her next 3 actions a AoE low light physical attack. So she's definitely designed for AoE encounters, especially stuff like war games, with being able to take off those buffs like an agility buff. And as for her notable passive, she has a bonus 35% dark resistance, does 15% more damage on penetrations, has a bonus 10% physical and magic resistance, and also has that Dragon Killer ability. Next character, Shamanic War Dancer Saika Kirisaka. I mentioned she does use the bow, but she uses many different weapons, that sword being one of them. She will also be a physical attacker with a max strength of 2069, nice, and an agility of 1095 at max hero ascension maximum break. And as for his special arts, it's an AoE Ultra Wind physical attack with a temporary great strength boost, and removes your enemy's strength and magic buffs, and also removes your strength and magic debuffs from your own characters, excluding assist skills. So kind of a cool special arts, taking off your opponent's buffs and your debuffs, so it definitely changes the momentum of the fight if you get that special arts off in something like war games. I myself do not have the 3rd anniversary Fin assist that increases your special charge gauge charge gain, so I don't really count on using my special arts because everyone uses theirs before me because of that assist, but whatever. As for her combat skills, her first skill is a fast dexterity, agility, and endurance buff of 35% to your allies, and also gives herself an additional 2 actions of an AoE low wind physical attack. So a nice setup move, and it's nice because it's a fast agility buff, so there's a good chance that she will outspeed your opponent at the very beginning of a war game fight. Use that combat skill first, and then the rest of your party will be able to move because they have that agility buff. And then for her second skill, it's an AoE fast high wind physical attack with a high encounter rate, and also decreases the endurance of your opponents by 40% and increases the wind attack damage of your allies by 50% for 2 turns. So a nice utility skill there. And as for her third skill, it's a single target super wind physical attack with an ultra on guard rate and a temporary strength boost. So kind of like the standard throwaway single target move that you'll use if you lack wind physical single target focused characters. And then as for a notable passive, she has a bonus 35% earth resistance, does 15% more damage on penetrations, has a bonus 20% ailments resistance, because I hate ailments, and also has the dragon killer ability. Our first assist is Sword Shaman Ribbon Yukina Himuragi, and she is wearing Hestia's outfit. Yukina always gets in these lewd situations in the anime, and also in the promotional art for a lot of Strike the Blood stuff. And she looks like she has mediocre stats, but her agility is very high at 620. And as for her assist skill at +5, she will give your allies a 15% agility boost, which is very substantial, and also decrease the critical and penetration rate of your enemies by 20%. So a nice agility unit. Next assist character is Royal Sword Princess Eyes, wearing Litholia's outfit. And as an assist character, she has a pretty high strength of 616 at +5 and a decent agility at 488. As for her assist skill +5, she will give your allies plus 20% strength and endurance, and she will give your allies a 100% seal and taunt resistance, and those are 2 very annoying ailments in war games, so that'll definitely help you out if you're worried about characters like Zard or just ailment teams in general. And the final assist for this first part of the event is Uniform Elf Lafia, wearing the Seifuku, the uniform that Yukina wears. And she is a magic focused assist, makes sense, with a max magic of 641. And at +5 assist skill, she... ailments, oh boy. 45% chance to seal your opponents, and also decreases strength and dexterity of your opponents by 20%. But yeah, people that are building up ailment teams, there you go. And you know what? More power to you if you're using an ailment team. Do what you gotta do to get that iris in war games, because the less iris that you buy, the better off your wallet is, right? And Babysitter Yukina, this is the farmable 4-star unit that you can get from doing the event itself and getting her to +5. It doesn't have as impressive stats as characters you can get on the banner, but stuff like this is helpful for newer players to the game. Like, that's one of the main things these collaboration events try to do, is draw in more players. But again, I don't know what players you're drawing in from the Western territories by doing a Strike the Blood collaboration, because again, it's hard to watch Season 3 and 4 legally. But yeah, she has some decent stats for a free character. She has a max strength of 1633, a max agility of 868. Special arts, AoE Ultra Wind physical attack with a temporary strength boost and decreases wind resistance by 40% for 3 turns. First combat skill, a AoE low wind physical attack, and increases her own strength and wind attack damage by 50% for 4 turns, so a nice double buff. And her second skill is an AoE fast mid wind physical attack, and decreases physical and wind resistance by 25% for 4 turns, so a nice double debuff. And her third skill is a single target low wind physical attack that will increase in damage by 50% for each physical resistance debuff on the opponent, and has a high penetration rate. Kind of unfortunate it's a low wind physical attack. At least make it a mid one if this is going to be a free unit, because geez. And then notable passives, a bonus 25% earth resistance, plus 50% damage on penetrations, a bonus 10% physical resistance and magic resistance, and also has the dragon killer ability. So if you're doing the Familia event and you don't have many characters at a high limit break that have the dragon killer ability, Yukina is an option, because you'll guarantee to get this one at +5 just by doing the event itself. And because we're getting brand new characters into the game, they will have their own specific character weapons. One for Yukina, a Schneewalzer, I think. Sayaka, Lustrous Scale, Lafolia, Cursed Cannon. And this is the gacha banner layout. The first banner will have Yukina, Lafolia, and Naza. And when it comes to these banners where there's a abnormal amount of assist characters, because the second banner is Eyes, Lafia, Sayaka, and this one of course has 2 assist characters as opposed to the first one having 1. whenever there's a case where there's like an abnormal amount of assist characters in these events, you want to read the gacha details, because sometimes they'll allow, let's say, Naza and Lafolia to be pulled in this banner. But again, I don't know that 100%, but that's happened in the past with multiple assists being available on one of the banners itself, where you can get other adventurers from the other banner. So definitely double check that. And remember that we are anticipating a part 2 event, so we'll be getting more characters. Welf is definitely one we should be getting. Like, he has his own individual art, and he made his own unique sword, so you definitely think there's going to be a part 2, just like Goblin Slayer had last year. And this right here is really cool, a free 11 draw every day during this collab. I'm not sure if it's like every single day the collab, because I imagine it's going to last at least 3 weeks to a month. Well, so we'll see how long that free 11 draw lasts, but this is very nice as well, especially if you're trying to be very frugal with your use of Iris, if you don't have too much and you're waiting for part 2 units, or if you're like actually saving up for the 4th anniversary, which should be happening in June, I believe. So that's also something to take notice of as well. Be aware of that. And the first heroic trial will involve a Lafolia, Naza, or Yukina bond of your choice. And I believe either 1 week after this one or 2 weeks after, you'll see a heroic trial for the other 3 characters as well. And here we got a bunch of campaigns. Upgrade support campaign, you can get Yukina all the way to +5. Increasing your character levels through using Celia books will have the great success rate tripled. The Exilia quest will have the stamina requirement halved, and then the Fulna quests are all unlocked for all the colors of Fulna, and it will also cost less stamina. And then there's going to be some Familia growth campaign, and it looks like if you participate in the next Familia event, you will just get 200 Iris for just participating in it. And I know my Familia has some openings, so if you're interested in joining my Familia, go ahead and contact me. You can just find my Discord in the video description, and you'll be able to find me and give me a DM and ask me if you want to join my Familia. And here is the daily login bonus for the event. They didn't feel like making one with the English text, I guess, but you can see at the very end right there is a 11 draw ticket. I don't think it's a collab one, but it's still very nice. And the other thing I should mention is that even if you don't want all these characters, or if you're not a fan of Strike the Blood, you should at least try to get one of each like brand new character, like Sayaka, Lafolia. Yukina you don't have to worry about because she is getting a free unit through that farmable unit babysitter Yukina. But at least try to get Lafolia and Sayaka, because you'll be able to unlock their CP levels, and you'll be able to refund your Iris by increasing those CP levels. So at least try to get Sayaka and Lafolia, even if you aren't interested in the characters themselves. At least get a single copy of those. And here are paid bundles, of course, being announced for the event itself. And then the main story stamina will cost just 1/3 of the total stamina cost, so if you are falling behind on that stuff, definitely check into that. It doesn't look like the Sword Oratoria quest are in this graphic, which is unfortunate because they cost a lot. So hopefully they just forgot to put it in, but I don't know. And then this is a Celestial Festival gacha, select an applicable 4-star unit and drop from the lineup. If you have a lot of money to waste, I guess you could do this, but I would think that your main focus would be to use any paid Iris on the collab characters and not specifically past characters. But maybe, as you can see here, it says select an applicable 4-star to draw from, so maybe there's a specific character that you're needing to get to +5, and this is your way to do that if you are using paid Iris, which I don't recommend, or at least be very careful. Again, I always say this, be careful of how much you spend in these types of games. And then we're getting to the normal stuff, 7 Zone being refreshed like as it always is every week. And then the next Record Buster happening tomorrow is the Reveria Record Buster with the Dark Element. And as you can see, I believe Naza has that Dark Resistance and is a single target character that they want you to use for this specific Record Buster. And again, all this stuff, the majority of it is happening tomorrow night. Remember, these dates they give are in Japanese Standard Time. I don't know why they never just convert them, because this is for the global audience, this English text. But yes, the 24th, tomorrow night, There'll be all the collab stuff to Strike the Blood 4 and DanMemo crossover, the gacha, the bundles, all the campaigns, stamina for the main story being a third of the cost, bonus Iris campaign, the Heroic Trial 7-zone reset and Record Buster, and the collab login bonus will be starting on the 26th. Celestial Festival gacha will start on the 30th. Then look right there. Familiar Rush is coming back, but I was really enjoying just Royale because it's just so much more convenient to do Familiar Royales, because Familiar Rush is you have to like organize everybody into doing specific stages, and that's always a pain. It's a big collaboration event, lots of stuff happening. Cool that we're getting those free daily 11 draws. Again, I don't know how many people are excited for a Strike the Blood crossover as far as a global audience, because again, it's very difficult to watch season 3 and 4 because they are OVA series and they're not licensed. So again, a very strange collab to do if you're thinking about your global audience, but it is happening, and I'm excited for the people that are invested into Strike the Blood, like maybe you read the light novels. But yeah, that's the collab. Hopefully you guys can find some way to enjoy it. If you're not familiar with Strike the Blood, maybe check it out on Crunchyroll and see if you actually like the show, if you want to get more familiar with the property before diving into the collaboration story, because it's kind of weird reading a collab story about characters you know nothing about. And with the previous collabs, I think the majority of people like knew those properties a lot. Kino's Journey is probably one not too many people knew of, but it was still a recent anime in the limelight. And then after that, Attack on Titan, people definitely knew about that property and that collaboration. Then we had Date Alive, which was like currently airing, which made sense. And then Goblin Slayer, popular in the West. Strike the Blood. Weird. Very strange decision. But yeah, that is the news for this week. Big collab. Again, thank you so much to all of you for getting me to 10,000 subscribers. My post that I did yesterday has a lot of the stuff I wanted to look back on my journey to getting to 10k subs. And again, I'll be making a video about that at some point. But again, my main focus is on a lot of Tomizaki stuff, like the 6th light novel that just came out today, which I will again be reading tonight and hopefully getting a review up as fast as possible. And keep an eye on this Sunday, guys, this weekend, because there's Anime Japan 2021 happening, and DanMachi will be there as a panel. Matsuoka, Belle's voice actor, will be there, as well as Aina's voice actress, Tomatsu-san. So definitely expecting some DanMachi type news. Maybe we'll actually get a season 4 preview, find out which studio is in charge of season 4. Like, we'll see what happens this weekend, but I'll definitely be reporting on that. But anyway, guys, good luck on the draws if you are excited for these collab characters. Hope you have a fun time with this collaboration. If you want to see more DanMachi content as well as other light novels in general, be sure to like the video, sub to the channel, follow me on Twitter, and join the Discord. And as always, continue to enjoy your time adventuring Aurario and the dungeon. This is Lauren, your guild advisor, signing out.